For the record, my name is Thomas Styron II. It is not the name you have attached to this case. I believe that's it's a state created entity, Your Honor. And I'm not, me being a living person. I don't. My name is in proper punctuation. I don't have a all caps name. So this is under the assumption that you guys have personal jurisdiction and subject matter jurisdiction over me, right?
Yes.
We've got a pretty intense court hearing to go over today. In this session, a man claiming to be a sovereign citizen tries to argue that the court has no authority over him. It's a familiar approach, but it quickly becomes clear he doesn't really understand what he's talking about. If you're going to challenge a judge, you'd think you'd come prepared. Watching him try to challenge someone whose job is to interpret the law is a bit cringeworthy. Let's take a look at how things unfold. It's an eye-opener.
Good morning. 14B District Court is now in session. This is Magistrate Hillary Braley presiding. Okay, and I need you unmuted at the jail. There we go. Can I have your name, please?
For the record, my name is Thomas Styron II. I'm the natural person. I'm the living man. How we doing today, Miss Braley?
We are upright, if nothing else. So, okay. And you said your name is Thomas Styron.
The second.
The second.
And then I'm the natural person, the living man.
Okay, thank you for your patience there. We had a little bit of a kerfuffle. So,
No problem.
recalling case number 19S00472, that is the state of Michigan versus Thomas Ulrich Styron, the second, you said, and also calling 24W001025, that is the township of Ypsilanti, also versus Thomas Ulrich Styron. So state your name for the record.
So, for the record, my name is Thomas Styron II. It is not the name you have attached to this case is not me. I believe that's it's a state created entity, Your Honor. And I'm not, me being a living person. I don't. My name is in proper punctuation. I don't have a all caps name nor.
Okay, I'm going to cut you off right there.
At one point, the man starts talking about jurisdiction and uses some unusual punctuation theories that don't really make sense. It raises the question, has he ever actually read a legal text? You can't just create your own version of the law to fit your argument. And the judge? She clearly isn't convinced. You can even catch a moment where she seems slightly amused as he struggles to explain himself. It's not meant to be funny, but some of his statements do come off as puzzling. And wait until you hear what the judge says at the end. Things get even.
Okay.
I don't have no contracts with the state of Michigan at all, period. And so I was wondering about personal jurisdiction, subject matter jurisdiction in regards to this.
Okay. And you can continue to wonder about those at the moment. What I am doing, you have a show cause hearing on the matter ending in 472, which is the retail fraud charge. I'm showing a balance of $210 on that. And then what you're being arraigned on, that is what I am here to explain the charge against you, is a citation issued on April 2nd, 2024 at 9:24 in the evening, that charges that you operated a motor vehicle on North Ford Boulevard at or near Russell Street with no license on your person. Do you comprehend the charge against you?
I do not. I don't even own a license. I canceled my license years ago.
Okay. So what you are being charged with is operating a motor vehicle without having a license on your person. So I'm not asking if you agree with this. I'm not asking if you have a license. I'm asking if you understand the words coming out of my mouth as far as what this charge is.
The charge is accused me of not having a driver's license on my person, correct?
Correct.
Well, from my understanding, I I need a driver's license if I'm in commerce. I was traveling home.
Okay.
I wasn't doing business at all. And also from my understanding, I don't need a license to do that.
And your overstanding is incorrect, sir. But we are not going to get into that.
More confusing when he begins to talk about the charge, driving without a license. Instead of helping himself, he admits he hasn't had a license for 2 years. Then he tries to say he wasn't driving, he was traveling. Unfortunately, that kind of argument doesn't really help his case. If you're in court for driving without a license, it's probably better not to bring more attention to that fact. Basic legal knowledge goes a long way, and many of these self-proclaimed sovereign citizens seem to miss that. It's a lot of trouble over something as simple and affordable as getting a driver's license. Honestly, following a few basic laws would save people a lot of time and stress. Now, to his credit, he's remained fairly polite. But he does seem very confused about how the legal system works. One highlight of this hearing was how the judge handled everything. She stayed calm, professional, and firm when needed. While she let him speak more than necessary,
For now, you are saying that you have understood the words as far as not having a license on your person. It is a misdemeanor charge with a maximum penalty of up to 93 days in jail, a $500 fine with court costs, or both.
So this is under the assumption that you guys have personal jurisdiction and subject matter jurisdiction over me, right?
Yes.
So,
At this time, the court is going to set a pretrial date for you. That will be before Judge Washington.
ma'am, can we prove the jurisdiction first before we go ahead with setting a trial for that entity or a pretrial for that entity? Yeah.
I hear you. And at this point, you are appearing in front of the court. You have put your name on the record. And yes, we are setting a pretrial date for you.
I did put my name on the record, and my name that I put on the record is not the same name that you have attached to that case.
And you can provide documentation of such at your pretrial date, which is going to be June 26th.
So the documentation that I have published, recorded excuse me, sorry. The documentation I have published and recorded on the record, on the state of Michigan record, that says what I just told you, that I'm not who you have, that I'm not the name you have attached to that case, that's I need to bring that with me, is what you're saying? It being already recorded and on the state of Michigan records. That good enough?
Whatever documentation you have,
Mhm.
bring it with you to your pretrial date. That is what I am telling you, yes. So, and again, that court date, June 26th? Okay, will be June 26th at 9 a.m. before Judge Washington. The court will enter that you are standing mute to all charges at this time.
So we're just assuming jurisdiction though, correct?
Yes.
How? From
No,
my understanding, that
and
has to be proved before we even proceed with anything else. Am I wrong?
you are not correct. The court will also set a personal recognizance bond in this matter. Basically, you are promising to show up for that June 24th court date at 9 a.m. over Zoom before Judge Washington, where you will have your pretrial. Okay, so at this point, your hearings are concluded. You are free to stand up and tell the jail that you are finished.
So I need to be there under threat, duress, coercion of going to jail?
she did a great job steering the courtroom back on track. She even responded to him with a few sharp remarks, but always kept her cool. We need more judges like this, clear, confident, and unshaken by odd legal theories. And on the topic of virtual court, what do you think about Zoom courtrooms? Personally, I find them less effective, especially when someone tries to argue complex legal points over video. It's tough to maintain order, and often the hearings don't feel as serious as they should. Thanks so much for tuning in today. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. What did you think of the hearing? Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.